The movie begins on a beautiful beach in summer, where a woman named Laura is drawing and trying to capture the moment. Her friend Chloe convinces her to leave and head to the record store where her stepbrother works. Chloe has been trying to set up Laura with her stepbrother Harrison for a while now, and she believes this is a good opportunity. After they get to the record store, Chloe introduces Laura to Harrison and heads to the bathroom to let them talk alone. Harrison and Laura begin to talk, and Laura asks him about the mixtapes on the walls. Harrison tells her that they are all actual mixtapes people have given them. She then sees an album of a band named Japanese Breakfast she really likes, and she gives him her phone number so they can go to their show together. Laura and Harrison meet at the show, and although Harrison is skeptical at first, he enjoys the show. The two of them have a really nice time, and Harrison walks her home. Laura and Harrison start to spend more time together, and she begins to visit the record store regularly. One day, she asks him why he likes records so much when streaming is much easier, and he tells her that,
With records and tapes, you have this tangible thing right there in front of you.
Laura meets the record store owner, Cooper, who fixes tapes and records in the back room. Harrison gives Laura a tape and tells her to put it in a recorder. He then records Boyish by Japanese Breakfast and tells her that this is the first song on their mixtape. On another day, Laura and Harrison are listening to a song when she gets accepted into an art mentorship, but a small earthquake hits the area and they hop into their car. Harrison tells her that earthquakes give him the feeling of surfing on land. A few days later, Laura, Harrison, and Chloe are planning to head to the beach. But Chloe's boyfriend breaks up with her as he doesn't like the beach and always acts like an idiot. The group heads to the beach without Chloe's boyfriend, and Chloe meets a nice guy named Jason. Every time Laura and Harrison have a special day, they pick a song to remind them of that day and put it on their mixtape. One day, Laura and Harrison are having dinner at Harrison's parents' place. They are talking about careers, and Harrison's father tells her that Harrison got accepted into a medical school far away from where they live. Laura never knew this, so she gets angry at him. He tells her he was about to tell her the day the earthquake happened and he couldn't. But he tells her it doesn't really matter because he is not going there.
I'm not going. When I say that I'm staying, I mean it.
He tells her that he really loves her and they make up. Laura presents her art in an art gallery, but she is nervous. She's not very sure that this might work out for her, so she gets angry at herself. She then tells Harrison that they need to break up because he might have a career in med school and a promising future. She doesn't want to hold him back, so he goes inside to show her that her art is amazing. He approaches a couple looking at her art and praises the painting, which makes them consider buying it. For his birthday, they go out to celebrate at a bowling alley. Even though it is his birthday, Harrison gives her a beautiful necklace. She then tells him she also has a gift for him. She shows him her painting of them walking down a beach while holding hands. They finish the painting together. The next morning, Harrison puts a note on their mixtape and heads out to go surfing. The note says, "No more room on side A. Time for a fresh start." Harrison heads to the beach where he surfs and is accidentally hit by a car and dies. Harrison's funeral takes place where all his loved ones and family are present, but his death hurts Laura the most. She feels so angry and destroys the painting, painting a road over it to show he died on the road. The next day, she puts their mixtape on the wall of the record store. After 4 years, Laura tries many things to be happy, such as dating and surfing. But there is a big hole left in her heart, and she can't be truly happy. She is not herself lately, and almost misses Chloe and Jason's wedding, even though she is her bridesmaid. Chloe forgives her for this because she knows what she is going through. That night, Laura runs into Cooper and talks to him. She tells him about what she's going through, and he gives her the mixtape, telling her it belongs to her. Laura heads home and remembers all the good times she shared with Harrison, but she can't bring herself to listen to the mixtape. In the morning, Laura observes all the songs they put on their mixtape. Laura then decides to listen to one of the songs, and she puts on the mixtape. When she presses play, the first song they put on the mixtape, Boyish by Japanese Breakfast, plays. But soon a surge of electricity passes through the earphones to Laura, and she is transported to the first time she and Harrison listened to the song, which was at the Japanese Breakfast show. Laura can't believe she is there, and she hugs Harrison multiple times. Harrison, who doesn't know Laura that well at that specific time, thinks she is on some drugs because she keeps asking him how he is alive. Laura and Harrison head to the bathroom, and she is still nervous about what happened. Harrison strongly believes she has taken a drug, or someone has drugged her. She then asks him to get out of the show and go somewhere quiet as she wants to talk to him. But then, the song she was listening to in the present ends and she is transported back to the present. She panics in her bedroom, but she collects herself and wants to try again. She puts on the second song and presses play. Then, she is transported to the past where Laura and Harrison listen to the second song for the first time. They are in a car on a cliff, and they are having a romantic time. Laura, filled with disbelief, gets out of the car and confuses Harrison, who knows nothing about what she is going through. She then tells Harrison that she is actually from the future and tells him he is going to die. She tells him that the day after his birthday, he is going to go surfing alone, and he is going to get hit by a car. But obviously he doesn't believe her, and she tries to explain everything. She tells him that this is the second time she has been here, as the first time was at the show. He tells her that she told him she doesn't remember anything from that moment. She then tells him there is going to be a brief earthquake in a minute, and just like she predicted, the earthquake happens. But the second song also ends and she is transported to the present. Laura stops there and goes to meet with Chloe. She tells her what is going on, but Chloe doesn't think she's serious. Chloe asks Laura where her time machine is as a joke, and Laura shows her the tape player, which makes Laura look like a fool. But Chloe goes along for the sake of their friendship, and Laura explains everything. There are only 7 songs on the mixtape, and she has already listened to 2 of them. This means there are only 5 songs remaining, and she only has 5 more chances to save him. Chloe then asks her why Harrison is not alive now, as she has told him when and where he is going to die. Laura wants to prove her journeys through time, so she lends Chloe her tape player and lets her listen to a song. But nothing happens to Chloe. And Chloe thinks there is something wrong with Laura. Laura then asks Chloe about her husband Jason, but Chloe doesn't seem to know about Jason because Laura has changed the past, and Chloe never broke up with her boyfriend. So they never went to the beach. Laura heads to the painting she ruined and sees that it is now a cliff painted over the painting instead of the road. Laura searches how Harrison died, and it shows that he died falling from a cliff. Laura realizes that Harrison believed her enough to avoid the accident, but died in another way. Laura then puts on the next song and heads to the past again. She tells Harrison, who now believes her, that he needs to stay away from the cliffs on that day. When the song ends, she is back in the present, but when she looks at the painting, she sees an electric pole, meaning he died from an electric accident. Laura then reads in the newspaper that he died from a downed live electric line. Laura now believes she needs more chances to save Harrison, so she tries to rewind the tape, but it is impossible. She then researches theories on time travel and heads back to the past. She travels to an event taking place at the record store. She tells Harrison that they are changing Chloe's future and she will end up marrying her stupid boyfriend. But then, something weird happens and time slows down. Laura faints and is transported back to the present. Laura opens the tape player, but the mixtape is no longer there. Laura searches everywhere and heads to the record store, but it is no longer there. Instead, there is a flower shop, and a worker tells her that the record store burned down 4 years ago. She heads to Cooper, who tells her that she burned the place down when she accidentally fell. She asks him for her mixtape, and he looks for it and gives it to her. She happily hugs him and then proceeds to play it, but it is not working. Cooper tries to fix it, but it doesn't rewind. He then puts it in a bigger stereo, and the previous song continues. Laura also goes back to the moment she fell on the ground and sees the candle that burned the record store roll to a piece of furniture. Meanwhile, Cooper is confused to see Laura disappear. He then stops the song and Laura comes back. She then explains everything to him, and he understands her because he has seen her disappear and reappear. He then advises her that she needs to break the pattern because no matter what she does, nature will always find a way to take Harrison away. He tells her that she doesn't want to give up.
Maybe you should just enjoy the extra time you have with them.
So she heads back in time to save the record store from burning and save Harrison. She puts out the fire and tells him all the ways he might die before the song ends, and she is transported back. She heads to the record store and asks Cooper if Harrison is still dead. This time, Harrison died in a car accident while his father was driving. Cooper tells her that there is no way to save him, and this is his destiny. Laura heads to meet Chloe, who is in worse condition because she has now lost both her stepbrother and her stepdad. While they chat, Laura gets the idea that if she breaks up with Harrison before he dies and he heads to the university, he might not die. Laura runs to her apartment and plays the next song. Laura gets transported to the art gallery where she tries breaking up with him, and she tells Harrison that breaking up with her is the only option. She makes him promise he will leave her and go to med school. She tells him not to change his number, and she will call him when the time comes. The song ends and she is back in the present, but when she tries calling Harrison, his phone is no longer in service. She gets angry at him for not listening to her and plays the final song. She is transported to Harrison's birthday in the bowling alley and asks him why he didn't leave for med school like he promised. He tells her that she didn't consider her other self stuck in this scenario, and he couldn't just leave her, that Laura would have to live in oblivion for 4 years until her memory is joined with this Laura, and Harrison doesn't want her to suffer. He also tells her that this might not work like the previous attempts, and he might just die in another scenario which will be more difficult for that Laura. He kisses her and tells her to live her life as Laura cries, because this is the last time she will ever see Harrison. And the song ends. Laura is transported to the present and learns to live with her life. She heads to the record store to return the mixtape, but Cooper convinces her to keep it. That night, she heads to Chloe's place to help with Christmas preparations. Chloe is still married to her stupid boyfriend, and Chloe's mom asks Laura to put on a song from a record. Chloe complains about listening to the same song over and over again, so Chloe's mom tells Laura to play a song from side B for a fresh start, as the repeated songs are from side A. Chloe tells her mom that she sounds just like Harrison, and at that moment, Laura truly understands what Harrison wrote on the day he died. No more room on side A, time for a fresh start, which means only 7 songs can be put on side A, and a fresh start means going to side B. She quickly opens the mixtape and flips to side B. Laura gets both excited and nervous to see that Harrison has put 1 song on side B. Laura runs to find a tape player and plays the 8th song from their mixtape. But this song comes as a surprise because this is the first song that they listened to in the same place. This song is from the record store where Chloe tried to set them up. Laura now understands what she needs to do in order to change the future and stop herself from ever meeting Harrison, giving her a true fresh start. This action erases everything from that moment on and writes a new story in Laura's life. Laura then goes to the present where she is at Chloe's house, and things have changed for the better. Chloe is married to Jason, and Harrison is alive. Laura opens the door, and it's Harrison. Although he doesn't know her, he feels like he has known her his whole life. The movie ends as the two talk for a while, ensuring that they get a fresh start just like Harrison wanted. If you enjoyed this recap, please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching and take care.